was an improbable win for the Angels last night, considering that they were stacked up against the wall with the Royals bullpen, but they made it happen. They snapped that 9-game road losing streak, taking game 1. Tonight it is game 2 of a 4-game set against Kansas City. Here's the standings in the American League West. The Angels picking up a half game last night, now stand 1.5 back of the Astros. As we welcome inside Kauffman Stadium and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas along with the birthday boy Mark Gupta. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
You got it. Last night it was fun to watch for this Angels ball club coming back against Wade Davis and Greg Holland, and something that we didn't think was possible considering the way the Angels offense had been going.
Yeah, Victor, especially the decision Mike Scioscia went with C.J. Cron. Take a look at our AT Universe rewind. Instead of going with the book where you think around with Featherston to square around the button, you allow C.J. Cron to swing the bat. He doubles right down the right field line, scoring 2, setting up that big inning, that big comeback against a very, very good bullpen from Kansas City. Then Cole Calhoun topped it off. Got a pitch on the inner part of the plate, turns on and drives it down the line for another double. The comeback was complete at that point by that swing from Cole Calhoun. Coming back against that bullpen, they had a 2.29 ERA coming in to those last couple of innings. Great swings for the Angels against them.
Yeah, let's see if the Angels offense can figure out left-handed pitching, because that's given the Angels some fits of late. Danny Duffy on the mound for Kansas City. The Angels will counter with Jared Weaver, making his second start since coming off the DL. And we're going to talk about Jared when we return to Kansas City.
Tone down the energy. He really started getting a good feel for his fastball velocity. Pretty solid at 85 or so, but his curveball was outstanding. That was starting at the letters and ended up in the dirt. He threw quite a few curveballs. Slider was good. Changeup was excellent for Weaver. And his feel for his pitches, back to where we saw, especially at the end of the season last year, tied for third in the majors as far as wins since 2006 with 135 for Weaver. Pretty solid in his career versus Kansas City. Also 7-5 with an ERA 2.76.
Here we had, or I should say, Weaver had an outing against Kansas City earlier this year, and it did not go well, so we'll see if things are different tonight. It's Game 2. Sit back and relax. We're going to bring in the lineups to the first pitch when we return. Quickly take a look at the Angels starting lineup as presented by manager Mike Scioscia at 60 and 54. Game number 115. Victorino gets a start at left field. Calhoun at right. Trout at center. Pujols at first base. CJ Cron in the 5 spot. He's the DH. Giavitello back in second. Carlos Perez behind the plate. Connor Gillespie at third. And Taylor Featherston getting to start at shortstop. Eric Ibar still dealing with that sore lower back that occurred in Chicago 2 nights ago. They're taking on the 26-year-old left-hander native of Lompoc, California. His name is Danny Duffy.
Danny Duffy does have a good fastball, 91 to 96, a hard slider, curveball, very solid changeup, but he's starting to be more and more comfortable with. But my go-tos against Duffy, get in those hitters counts. It's a must because if you get behind him, he's very difficult to hit. But get ahead and then right-handed power. No question, 10 home runs by right-handed batters against him, 0 lefties.
Tonight's first pitch being delivered by the UPS stores. The first one is up and away on Shane Victorino, hitting .229 this season. 1 home run and 4 runs out in. Victorino pulls one down the left field line. This has got a chance if it stays fair, and that is foul. Pretty good poke for Shane Victorino. And in the corners, you mentioned it last night, you just never know.
Yeah, the way that baseball carries down both corners. There's a pretty good carryover and the drift down in the corner, and also gets around there, especially where the foul pole was set up. You have a chance of hooking it down there.
One ball, 2 strikes. Duffy making his 18th start of the season. He has spent some time on the disabled list earlier this year with biceps tendonitis. They like him a lot. They like his arm. Question is, command sometimes can get away from him. That's pulled down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Trying to cut it off is Zobrist, and he misplays, and it gets by him. Victorino will turn and head to third. The relay throw to Escobar, not a good one. And Victorino ends up at third base with a triple.
Yeah, I've seen many of inside the park home runs especially when they had the AstroTurf and it would go around in that corner. You almost have to play it off there and play less aggressive trying to cut it off. Zobrist, not a lot of time here in Kansas City, especially playing left field, but once it gets by in that corner, it can roll for quite a while. And stand up triple for Victorino. Did a nice job of bringing his hands inside the baseball and turning on it. He's had a couple good swings in this at bat against Duffy. Picks up a triple, his first as an Angel. That is second as an Angel for Victorino, but cruised in there.
Calhoun lines one right to second, one out. Well, you couldn't hit a ball any harder than that for Cole Calhoun. Victorino freezes. He stays at third. Trout coming up now. Trout hitting 333 home runs, 70 runs batted in. Picked up a 70th RBI with the 8th inning double last night. Ended up going 1 for 3 with 2 walks. Double his 21st of the year. The breaking ball is a called strike.
Again, like we talked about it with Trout last night, a little bit more of an open stance. Reason why he's doing that, he had a straight path with his landing foot, which is important for his timing, but also you can see both eyes on the baseball, not closed off with the foot inside.
Down and in, boy. Hop, skip, and a jump there for Trout. Last night, remember, late in the game, heading back to first base, kind of reached down to his calf area. Just a little cramp. Nothing serious for Mike, so he's back in the lineup.
A good shot at that. A little more of an open stance for Trout.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And when you have that closed stance, you really just have the one eye on the baseball. But this way, with a little more open for Trout right now, he's able to get both eyes to be able to see the pitch and read the rotation of the baseball.
Victorino, a leadoff triple. This one's down the line. That's a fair ball into the corner. Victorino will come in to score. Trout on his way to second. It's an RBI double. 1-0 Angels.
Talk about going inside out on a pitch, inside and down. And that's what Trout was able to do. The timing, the foot down, and then the path of the bat through the baseball going the other way. Picks up a double. 22nd double now, 71 RBI.
So here's Albert. Man in scoring position. The Angels up 1-0. A couple of extra base hits. Albert last night 0 for 5. Ended up playing third base last night. The old modified infield.
That was real interesting yesterday.
Times you got to do what you got to do. You roll the dice, especially when you're in the midst of a 9-game road losing streak. And it worked out for the Angels. About the inside corner.
And I talked to Mike Scioscia about that last night after the game, and he basically told me he was not going to play for a tie. You could have had Featherston in there to square around the bunt to get 2 runners in scoring position, but he was thinking in terms of, especially on the road in a bullpen that has been worn out of late, he was going for the win, and he got it, especially a good swing by C.J. Cron.
Albert pulls one down the line, just foul. One ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Albert takes low. Evens up the count. Cron, one of the heroes last night, in the 5th spot tonight, serving as a DH. Ground ball to short. Trout has to stay at second. 2 down.
A Hyundai key for this game today for the Angels to be successful against a very Duffy, a hang tough little Tesla who happened to be staying at our hotel. They're in concert. So you hang tough in there, especially on certain counts. Stay away from that slider count from Danny Duffy. Get yourself in position to do some damage early on. Triple by Victorino, double by Trout. Doing a good job as far as squaring up the baseball against Danny Duffy.
CJ looks at a fastball for a strike. Double last night for him, his 11th of the year. 273, 7 home runs and 25 runs batted in. Ground ball back up the middle. Fonte has it from behind the bag. The Angels will leave that double by Trout. Stranded in scoring position. They do strike for a run as we hit to the bottom of the first. Weaver taking the mound with a 1-0 lead. Starting lineup for the Royals, also game 115 for them. They sit comfortably atop the American League Central. Escobar leading things off at short. Zobrist in left, Kane at center, Hosmer at first, Morales at DH, Moustakas at third base, Rios at right, Infante at second, and Butera batting ninth doing the catching. The same exact lineup that Yost ran out last night. Taking on Jared Weaver, making his 17th start of the season, 4-8 and a 4.69 ERA.
A pretty solid comeback start for him last time out against Baltimore. Struggled a little bit in the first inning, but boy, did he find command of his curveball, which I feel is his go-to today. Percentage of curveballs last start out, 27% of his pitches good curveballs. Prior to that, first 15 starts, it's about 19%. Didn't really have a good feel for his fastball to set up the curve. Did that last time out.
You would think it's somewhat of a good indicator, good test, if you will, going into the start. Very similar lineup. The Orioles very aggressive, long ball. Royals don't hit a lot of long balls, but they are very aggressive swinging the bat.
And they love to hit the fastball, so if Weaver puts himself in position to be able to utilize that curveball even early on, he should be successful.
1 ball, 1 strike. Weaver did face Kansas City in his second start of the year, and that was on April the 11th. Got knocked around in that one. 6 runs, 7 hits at 4 1/3, allowing 2 home runs. Two balls, 1 strike. El City's Escobar hitting .274. A couple of home runs, 37 RBIs. He's not a patient man. He likes to swing early in the count.
Say that's already 3 pitches to him. He hasn't swung the bat yet.
Took 3 at bats last night. Pretty good pitch. just missed low. 3 balls and a strike. Escobar last night 1 for 5. Kansas City. Total of 12 hits. The Angels managing 10 last night. 3-1. That's looped over to short. Featherston times the leap perfectly. And there's out number 1. Defensively for the Angels, Shane Victorino left. Mike Trout in center. Cole Calhoun is in right field. The infield with Connor Gillespie and Taylor Featherston on the left side. Johnny Giavatelli and Albert Pujols on the right. Carlos Perez back behind the plate.
And right on cue, that line drive at Featherston, making his 6th start at shortstop this season. First start there, though, since June 28th for Featherston. Boy, does he have a strong throwing arm to be able to turn a double play.
Zobrist looks at a strike. No balls, 2 strikes on the Royals left fielder. Playing in his 14th game with Kansas City. 275 this season. Posted that, of course, with the Oakland Athletics.
Been a couple times in this game so far for Weaver. He's thrown his slider. He had a pretty good feel for that pitch last time out, also against Baltimore.
Zobrist hits one out to center field. This will chase Trout back. Mike still racing back there. Will track it down as he steps onto the warning track. Out number 2. It'll bring out the center fielder Lorenzo Cain. Average for Cain, 12 home runs and 52 runs batted in on the year. 2 for 5 last night with a single and a double. Also picked up an RBI. Breaking ball, first pitch.
First curveball of the game for Weaver. Not a bad one. Didn't miss by a lot.
This is popped up to shallow right. Giavatelli going out. Calling for it. Calhoun calls him off, and a 1-2-3 shutdown inning for Weaver. We head to the second. The Angels up 1-0.
Light Angels last night. First road win when they've trailed by 4 or more runs, 8th inning or later, since back on May 27th, 2011 against the Minnesota Twins. Mike Scioscia pulled all the stops last night. Different defensive alignment, took some chances at the plate, and it worked out perfectly against a very good bullpen to come back in. 6 runs against that back end of the bullpen of Kansas City.
The Royals hadn't lost at home when leading by 4 or more runs in the 8th inning or later since June 10th of 2008. That was against Texas as Giavatello shoots one down the right field line. Long run for Rios, and he'll make the catch just ahead of the wall for out number 1.
That corners again, how that baseball just drifts in the corners. Being a pretty difficult play for Rios. Looked like he had a beat on it, then all of a sudden you see it's drifting and carrying right in that corner. Going to be a foul ball, but still, Duffy likes that play by Rios. Kansas City club can get a baseball in the air and certainly on the ground defensively.
Carlos Perez seeing action behind the plate once again. 1 for 3 last night with a single and a walk. Hit a big walk in that 9th inning against Holland. He's ahead of the count at 2 balls, no strikes.
These counts against Duffy this year, hitters hit .438 with a home run, 2 RBI. 2-0 hitters counts.
Hardy on that one. 2-1. On the corner. That'll leave the count. Gillespie on deck. 2-2 now. Carlos got jammed.
Boy, Duffy with real good life on his fastball. The pitch before 96, that one at 97.
Full count. Carlos been a little bit more selective of late. 3 walks of the last 2 games. 6 on the season prior to the game 2 nights ago. Rounds this one sharply to short. Escobar has it. 2 down. Hey folks, the Angels take on the White Sox Tuesday at 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive a travel pillow courtesy of AAA Travel while supplies last. Purchase your tickets by swinging by the Angel Stadium ticket office, or you can buy them online. There's Gillespie, 300 hitter in this ballpark in his career. 2 for 5 last night with a couple of singles and an RBI. Connor shoots one toward the middle. Escobar can't get it. It's another single. Another hit for Connor here. Throw up too far from here in Omaha, Nebraska.
That's a solid swing. Stay back on that one, well knowing that most of the pitches are going to be out over the plate and away. Duffy against him. Thinking line drive right back up the middle. Very successful swing. Then tried to do a whole lot with it. Gets it by Duffy in the outfield for a base hit.
Taylor getting to start at short once again with Ibar nursing that sore back. Remember that play in Chicago where a little looping liner dive. Ibar had to dive for that baseball. That ball hits Featherston. Put runners at first and second, and Eric yesterday during batting practice had the back tighten up on him, so he's been out of the lineup. Wasn't even available last night late in the game.
Duffy hit his 6th batter. Overthrown fastball right in the foot area. Featherston. Big opportunity to score some runs now against Duffy again. You see the toe, back foot. That does not feel good, especially when it's coming in at the mid-90s.
Victorino, who tripled and scored in the first, now up for the second time in as many innings. Second triple of the season. His first was against the White Sox. Duffy misses down and in.
And staying inside against Victorino, had a nice swing against the pitch on the inner half, brought his hands inside his body to be able to get the bat of the barrel out in front.
Caught the inside corner.
This has cutting type action on his fastball. He throws his four-seam fastball.
Watch out. The two hit batters, the bases are loaded here. Adam Neville's going to come out and check on Victorino.
See what it got him. Looked like it got him right in the elbow, forearm area. Left arm. Right on the elbow. Again, when that fastball's coming in that firm, it's not feeling real good. He's going to try to smile it off, and Alfredo's going, hey, that got you pretty good, right? See exactly where that got him. That elbow area.
So bases loaded for Cole Calhoun, who's 0 for 1. He lined out sharply to Infante. His first at bat, he takes upstairs. Fairly a quick 2 outs for Duffy. Fly ball to right by Giavitello, and then the ground out by Perez, but then Gillespie with a single and 2 hit batters. Caught the outside corner, evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Lefties have hit Duffy to a 271 batting average. Righties at 269. Been a little better against lefties of late. Breaking pitch, and that's skied out to center. It's playable for Kane. The Angels will leave them loaded. We'll head to the bottom of the second. 1-0 Halos. Stay a strong fan. You just might see yourself in an upcoming Angels broadcast, and it's brought to you by T-Mobile. 1-0 Angels, bottom of the second. Hosmer, Morales, and Moustakas. Weaver with a 1-2-3 first. Another big crowd expected tonight. As a matter of fact, tonight the Royals surpassing 2 million fans. It may not sound like a big deal, but in Kansas City it is a huge deal. Been over 20 years since they've gotten to that number.
And it is packed here tonight.
Fireworks expected after the ball game. Oh, 2 inside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. We've been coming here now for 6 years, you and I together. We've said it from the get-go, even prior to my arrival in Southern California. We had fans coming to this ballpark that never experienced, kids anyways, never experienced winning baseball. And now they're hooked. Royal stuff everywhere in this town.
Yeah, I mean, it used to be fans would come in and wear jerseys from players from the past. Now they're wearing all the jerseys from these present players who've done such a good job over the last couple of seasons. Getting to the World Series last year, having a fantastic season this year.
Not only that, this time of year they'd be busting out the Chiefs red.
Yes, they would.
Pre-season.
Yes, they would.
Payoff pitch to Hosmer. Chases this one, bloops one out toward shallow left field. Featherston cutting out. Good angle too. Tracks it down, makes the catch for the first down.
An excellent play by Taylor going back on that baseball, knowing that Victorino is going to be playing a little bit deeper in left field. Hosmer has some pretty good power going the other way. And great angle to cut that one off, like you said, Victor, to make that play almost look routine for Featherston.
One out, nobody on for Kendrys Morales to DH. 2 for 4 last night. Couple of strikeouts, a walk, a double, and a single. So picked up an RBI. 289 with Kansas City. 13 home runs, 82 runs batted in. Terrific pick for Dayton Moore. First one misses. Two balls, no strikes. John Tumpain calling the balls and strikes tonight. It's Barksdale at first, Quinn Walcott at second, and there's Cedarstrom over at third base.
Morales with real good numbers in his career versus Weaver. 8 for 12.
Kendrys is at 277 from the left, 306 from the right, and 306 from right, and 173 ABs. He'll draw the walk here. Back to his last year with the Angels, Mike Scioscia like to keep him only on the left side of the plate.
Exactly.
So Kendrys at first with 1 out. I wonder if Kendrys is asking Albert if he's going to hold him on.
Runs him back.
Weaver working from the stretch for the first time. As Moustakas is at the plate, 3 infielders on the right. Moustakas looks at a strike. 275 average this year, 11 home runs at 43 RBIs. 4 game last night with a single and a double.
What a good curveball. 68-mile-an-hour curveball from Weaver against Moustakas. He was trying to gear up for a fastball there at the first pitch fastball. Differential about 14 miles per hour from the fastball to his curveball in that sequence so far.
One and two. Albert playing behind Morales over at first. Moustakas takes down and in. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A swing and a miss. Down goes Moustakas. Out number 2. First strikeout for Weaver.
What a sequence, and followed and finished him off with a great changeup. And that's the feel for that pitch. How it runs away from, especially from a left-handed batter. And that's the pitch where Mike Scioscia said he really felt comfortable with Weaver his last start out. Yes, his curveball was good, but it was his changeup for Weaver, which is important for him, just to have that feel and have enough confidence to set up the changeup with his fastball.
Rios, the right fielder. 243 average. Couple of home runs, 20 RBIs. Sac fly last night, going hitless. Pulls this one into left field. That was off the end of the bat. Victorino's there. And that's the 3rd out of the 2nd. We'll head to the 3rd. Trout, Pujols, and Crone coming up for the Angels, up 1-0.
Earlier in the game about the difference in early July, a closed stance for Mike Trout, the one eye on the baseball to be able to drive the ball. Yes, very good start of the season, but now open stance, both eyes on the baseball to track it a little bit longer. Still, it's all about the timing of the foot and getting that foot down to be able to clear that path, the swing path for Mike Trout. But a slight difference in his stance has allowed him to see the ball better. Last couple of swings for Trout.
Trout doubled on the right field line his first time up. Takes a strike. See the numbers for the month of August. No balls, 2 strikes. That was back-to-back American League Players of the Month. And both guys have struggled the following month. Pujols in June. Trout in July. Flair foul. This one headed toward the seats. The count remains at 0-2. Double that Mike hit, his 22nd of the year. Got the 71st run batted in.
I was talking to Dave Hansen about that variation in his stance for Trout. Is it because maybe is his wrist a little bit too sore still? He says absolutely not. Reason why is to be able to get a better swing path for him in the end, and the timing. That whole stride of his front foot is open up, but the stride straight forward is compared to closing that foot when he strides towards the pitcher.
Two from Duffy. A dribbler toward third base. Moustakas has it. Off balance throw, not going to get him. Infield base hit.
So a base hit down the right field line, a base hit down the left field line, but Moustakas did everything he could to make that a close play, but Trout is too quick. Again, we've seen a lot of pitches inside against him. He's jammed them, which is more difficult to get out of the batter's box, but how quick Trout gets down there and beats out an infield hit. The stride, difficult getting out of the batter's box. Moustakas is going to play deep at third at that point against Trout, unable to make that throw quick enough to get Trout with that speed.
Albert 0 for 1 with a ground ball to short. Two balls, no strikes. Duffy was a third-round pick out of high school in 07 by Kansas City. Good year last year. 9-12 record, but a 2.53 ERA in 31 games, 25 starts. His second career start against the Angels. Foul back. Good swing by Albert.
Well, he was on that one. In one of those counts, Duffy, when he's behind in the count like that, hitters hitting over 400 against him. That's a good swing from Albert.
It seems as if Duffy, you tell me if I'm wrong, what you see and have seen from Duffy, he goes full gorilla the whole time. It's max effort on every single pitch.
Even from his first warm-up in between innings, he's that way. And that's tough as a pitching coach or even as a manager to try to have him slow down a little bit, take something off a pitch. We all have been there, especially as young pitchers, especially one that's blessed with an arm like Duffy. You just want to rear back and challenge everybody, but every once in a while take something off the fastball. He hasn't quite got to that point yet. It's full max every pitch.
Albert chasing a pitch up and out of the zone.
And we've referenced that saying try easy, which means don't overthrow. Just think in terms, okay, I'll go with my fastball, but I'll take a little bit off so the hitter reads fastball, but then all of a sudden it's about 4 or 5 mile an hour difference and you're out in front. You get a quick ground ball out.
Well, granted, he had to deal with bicep tendonitis early, but I mean, you're talking guys throwing 95, 96, only 56 strikeouts in 92 innings. Full count, and top of that, 38 walks. So it feels like because he is max effort, mechanic get a little out of whack sometimes, and he just misses enough where he becomes wild in his zone.
Part of it too, Ned Yost was joking about this the other day about Duffy. He's the guy that sweats a lot. Reason why, you're throwing everything you have on every single pitch, and sometimes because of that you put yourself in counts where it's difficult to get the swing and misses.
See if Trout takes off here on a 3-2 count. He doesn't, and Albert hits one out towards center field, playable for Kane. One out. Has joined us Thursday for Singles Night, presented by Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Orange County. $31 gets you admission into the pregame mixer, drink specials, Angel Bucks, and a chance to meet your match. For more info to purchase those tickets, go to angels.com/singles.
Albert with that swing wasn't thinking single there. He was thinking extra base hit. Hit that ball well, but you have to hit that ball a long way to get away from Lorenzo Cain in center field.
Shoot, even the double that Trout hit last night over his head was fairly close to being caught at the last second by Kane. Crone takes a big rip at that first pitch. He's 0 for 1. Got jammed in the first inning and grounded out to Infante.
Good off-speed pitch, good changeup. And most times when you throw a fastball in like that, you're setting up to throw a slider down and in. See if CJ can be ready for that spot.
Keeps his at bat alive. It's 1-2. Trout not going anywhere.
Base stealers have been successful 4 out of 5 attempts against Duffy. Does have one pickoff.
Angels getting the run of the first, a triple by Victorino, the double by Trout. The Trout was stranded at second base. Little flare out to right. Fonte going out. Rios comes racing in, and he will make the catch. 2 down.
Product of an outfielder playing a pretty shallow right field. Rios at one time had an excellent throwing arm, still a good throwing arm, but not quite to where he was before. Cover a lot of ground when healthy.
Givatello hit a fly ball down the right field line in the second inning, so he's 0 for 1. First career game at shortstop last night. Ball didn't find him, though.
He had that prep step in position to make a play there at shortstop. But then he's fortunate enough a couple of at-bats was able to move back to his normal second base position with the shift on.
John at infield, base hit, the lead off the third. Out of the glove of Butero. And a 1-2 count now, Johnny. Duffy got a no decision. His last start lasted just 3 1/3 through 73 pitches in those 3 1/3. Gave up 3 runs on 4 hits. Down the line again. Rios into foul territory, puts it away, and the Angels leave a leadoff single stranded at first base as we head to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Halos. Kansas City. Tomorrow it's on FS1. On Sunday it's on ESPN Sunday Night Baseball. Then it's back home for 7. 4 against the White Sox, 3 against the Blue Jays, and the off-day travel day to Detroit, Cleveland, and Oakland. That next road trip. You're into September.
That's amazing.
Down the stretch they come.
Yes, indeed.
Eight, 9, and 1 for Kansas City here in the third inning. Infante, Butera, and Escobar. Pop up on the left side. It's Connor Gillespie calling for it. All the way.
And when Weaver's going well, you're going to see a lot of pop-ups in the infield. That means the hitters are out in front on all speed pitches, or AT KCA getting jammed on fastballs in.
Butera fouls it off. No balls, 2 strike on the former Angel catcher. 192 averages here with a home run and 4 runs batted in.
Just watching Cole at it right, taking a few more steps, coming in now on a 0-2 count to Butera, trying to take away that flare of the right field.
That hit him on another 2 pitch. Not what Weaver wanted to do there. A gift to the number 9 hitter.
Especially when you fight to get to that 0-2 count. Going inside with a fastball, tried to bring back a cut fastball to bring in the inside corner. Instead of cutting it, slides in and gets Butera. The jersey. The 4th batter that Weaver has hit this year.
So puts man on with 1 out.
Yeah, you got to let that one go, Victor. If you're Weaver, you know you made a mistake. Just think in terms of a ground ball right now and an infielder.
Slider missing down and away. Escobar lined out to Featherston in the first inning. 0 for 1. 1 strikeout, 1 walk for Weaver. Now a hit batter. Ground ball, weakly hit towards short. Featherston will flip it to second. They get the lead runner. 2 down.
It's a good decision by Featherston, and it's good for Johnny Giavitello just to think in terms of playing almost like a first baseman at second. Just to force out, that's all you want. You're not going to be able to turn 2 against Escobar, get that lead runner. And the flip, field the ball, and get out of the way. Let's keep that foot on the base.
And a good pitch, too, on a 2-0 count. Good hitters count, and Escobar, free swinger. Change up.
Could see some throws over to first base.
Escobar takes off speed. Throw down and in time, according to the second base umpire, Quinn Walcott. The Royals will take a look at it.
And Ned Yost right away saying, hold on, stay there for Zobrist in the batter's box. What a quick catch and throw. The release was perfect for Perez. It was on a curveball. How quick the transfer and the perfect throw. See that slide in, see if he was able to apply the tag. Foot looks like it's in, but then if you keep the tag on him, his foot goes off the base. Now it's a matter if indeed Featherston maintained contact with the leg of Escobar, because he does get the foot in initially, but does he keep the tag on his leg as his foot pops off the base?
Going to challenge it. Question is, that the glove touched the left leg here before the foot?
It's close.
And so there's got to be, remember, it's got to call is out, so there's got to be an angle in which shows that the glove, there's separation between the glove and that leg. Maybe a center field shot. We've seen it time and time again where on a play like that, when you're just viewing it at home, you sit there and go, oh, he didn't tag him until he touched the second foot. The other foot was already in the bag, but it's all that definitive angle that shows that there is separation between the glove and that first pant leg.
That's a pretty good idea how quick that release is for Carlos Perez on a curveball. It's a really good base stealer in Escobar, although not quite as successful this year. 10 stolen bases in 15 attempts. That was a quick tag by Featherston also.
That one's kind of tough to tell. Just because, again, you watch that glove going down. Does it hit that pant leg before that foot touches the base? And according to the way Quinn Walcott, it did. Now the question is to find an angle somewhere that shows that separation. We're talking literally separation because we're looking at the same thing, right? We're sitting here going, maybe he is safe. And they are going to call him safe. So there is a definitive angle. We haven't seen it unless they go with that camera shot that we showed you. But many times this year when we've seen plays like that, it doesn't get overturned because of it appears as if the glove does touch that leg.
Yeah, there had to be another angle we haven't seen quite yet where you don't see that contact made with the glove on the leg before the foot hits the base.
For Escobar, that's his 11th stolen base of the year. 0-1 count on Zobrist. He pops it up. Shallow left field. Featherston going out. Victorino calls him off. So the review doesn't matter. 3 complete here in Kansas City. Halos maintaining a 1-0 lead. Implications as the Angels take on the American League Central leading Royals, followed by the Nationals taking on the Giants. Coverage begins tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
We have the Johnny Cueto against Matt Shoemaker tomorrow here in Kansas City.
4-game series. Beautiful night. 85 degrees at first pitch. Very low humidity. Very unlike August here in Kansas City.
Yeah, how many people we talked to today down in the dugouts that said the same thing? This is so unusual. What a beautiful night again tonight. Last night the same.
Halos have been fortunate really on this road trip through Chicago and Kansas City in August. No humidity, no rain. Now that I say that. This one down the right field line. Perez shooting for extra bases, and it goes foul.
Perez is starting to hit the ball pretty well. Last at bat, worked a full count before hitting a hard ground ball. The second part of it is because he's getting more playing time. Your timing's better the more action you get as a hitter. He's not chasing as many pitches. A beautiful ballpark here in Kansas City.
Perez, Gillespie, and Featherston here in the fourth. Breaking pitch low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tomorrow, by the way, that game on FS1. Joe Davis calling the game with Mark Gubicek. Ken Rosenthal will also be here. Enjoy the rest of your birthday weekend here in KC.
Oh, yeah.
2-2. This one out toward right center field. Kane was shading him that way. Makes the catch, round number 1.
Pretty good glimpse of that closing speed that Kane has out in the outfield. You're an Angel fan, you saw that way too much in the postseason last year between being able to cover the ground going left and right in the outfield.
And by the way, since we're talking about birthdays, a shout out and a happy birthday to Angels owner Artie Moreno.
We exchanged some texts back and forth. Happy birthday, Artie.
Artie celebrating his 39th.
Yes. It's amazing how many of us are celebrating Jack Benny birthdays.
Connor Gillespie up. He's singled up the middle his first time up. He's off the first one. Two balls, no strikes on Connor. Duffy, no strikeouts, no walks, 4 hits allowed. Caught the inside corner. It's 2-1. Stock is puts the pop-up away, 2 down. Go back and show you that Escobar stolen base in the 3rd inning. This is the definitive look we just didn't have a look at. And there it is.
See the foot on the base at that point, and then the tag.
We didn't have that angle. We had the other angle coming from the third base side, where it appeared as if the glove going down by the leg got there ahead of the foot. That's why the call was overturned. Featherston hit by a pitch. It was in the 2nd inning, so no official ABs yet. Skies this one out to left center field, not very deep. Zobrist comes racing in, and that falls in the Bermuda Triangle. A single for Taylor Featherston.
The PGA tournament going on right now. Those golfers would be proud of that sand wedge. For Featherston finding that outfield grass between Zobrist, Escobar, and Kane. That's like your sandwich right there, Victor.
It is. It really is.
It is.
A little more spin on mine, but sometimes you just can't help it. That ball did have spin on it. You see that? Victorino up. 3rd plate appearance in 4 innings. Triple the first time, hit by a pitch in the 2nd. Featherston always with the big lead over at first base. Duffy just checking in on. Three stolen bases for Taylor. He's been caught once. Top of the order up. Why not take a shot at it?
Just thinking the same thing, especially depending on the count. Might as well go.
Tell you what, Zobrist plays a deep left field. He's the exact opposite of Alex Gordon, who's on the disabled list. Is to try to make up for some of that. Kane plays shallow, and with Victorino up playing more towards left center field. Cut that angle off. One ball, two strikes.
Especially now, Vicky, with this count 1-2, anticipate a breaking ball potentially in the dirt. Featherston, I think it's got to be going here. Even if you get thrown out, you give a fresh at bat next inning to Victorino.
All right, you go 1, 2, 3 to start the fifth. Victorino goes down swinging. Featherston remains at first base. One to the bottom of the fourth. Still 1-0 Angels.
More live channels on the go than cable. And by Subaru. Test drive the all-new 2015 Subaru Forester or go to Subaru.com to learn more.
Halos up 1-0. They scored their run in the first inning. Triple by Victorino, a double by Trout. And Weaver so far has one strikeout, one walk, one hit batter, nothing else. As we begin the fourth, it'll be Kane, Hosmer, and Morales here for Kansas City. 39 pitches thrown by Weaver. Lorenzo Cain 0 for 1 with a fly ball to right. First one inside for ball one. Little dribbler left side. Gillespie cuts in front of Featherston, and he can't throw the baseball over to first. Infield base hit.
Yeah, Kane with good speed going down the line. And Gillespie tried to be quick on his transfer, but couldn't get a grip of the baseball. Featherston was coming in on that baseball himself. And a little easier throw, especially with that arm strength that Featherston has as a shortstop. And you're going away, you're going to throw a sidearm throw over there, especially with Kane running down the line. Would have been a difficult play for Gillespie. But an infield hit for Lorenzo Cain.
That's one of those that, unless you're cutting it off at an angle, You got to let the shortstop take that ball. That ball was behind him when he fielded it. So Kane over at first. He takes off. Pitches a strike to throw down, and out of time to steal a base. Kane with his 22nd stolen base of the year. He's the team leader.
And goes on an all-speed pitch. Quick on the transfer. Perfect throw. It's real close. Mike Scioscia's thinking about checking that one out himself. He's waiting there at the top step.
It looked like he beat it.
Look, he got his fingers on that base before the tag was applied. See this from this angle. That is real close. It's a tough call for Mike Scioscia. He's going to challenge that or not. It is not.
Oh, on Callan Hosmer popped out to Featherston in the second. Breaking pitch, sky to left center. Kane back to the bag. Looks like he wants to tag. Trout makes a catch. Kane slams on the brakes.
Great decision by Trout there, because he's going at a little bit better angle to cut that one off in the air as compared to Victorino to make a strong throw to third base. Good decision by Mike Trout with 5 outfield assists this season. See him calling off Victorino. He's behind him for protection. Better angle to throw the ball for Trout, keeping Kane at second.
Strike out Morales. Kendricks drew a walk in the second. The only free pass issued by Jared. If Weaver wanted, he could obviously be careful with Morales with first base open. This one's out to right. They'll stay in the yard. Cole comes in. 2 outs.
That's why you're, as a pitcher, Weaver's backing up Gillespie just in case. You always want to be in position to be able to help out your outfielder in case of a throw gets wide at third base.
So Kane still at second. Moustakas up. The only strikeout Weaver's picked up. Got him on a good changeup. First pick in the draft ahead of Moustakas, David Price. He's on the mound tonight facing the Yankees. Moustakas takes a strike. Toronto taking an early lead, still lead the Yankees 3-0. That game at the Rogers Center. Houston and the Tigers scoreless. Tigers have a couple of men on in the fourth down in Houston with nobody out. Tampa Bay leading Texas 3-2 in Arlington. That's at the bottom of the fourth. Changeup. 0-2.
Curveball followed by a changeup. You have to have a really good changeup to do that, because you've already, because of the speed of his curveball, you've already had and allowed the hitter to speed up his bat on an all-speed pitch. But an excellent changeup from Weaver.
Moustakas gets drilled. Second hit batter for Weaver, and both have come with 2 strikes. First and second with Rios now coming up.
Trying to muscle up on this pitch. This location a couple times trying to go inside for Weaver. Trying to bring back that no-seam fastball, but it stayed true. By design, he wants to start that at the hip of Moustakas and bring back to the inside corner. But he did not have that sink action on it.
Two on, 2 outs. Alex Rios, a fly ball to left in the second. 0 for 1. Slider. Started that one early tonight. Trying to get a feel for it from the get-go.
It's not easy to have both a curveball and a slider working for you. Usually it's one under the other to go along with his changeup, but so far he's had all 3 of his all-speed pitches working.
I guess if you wanted to, giving that Rios has now seen a couple of sliders. You want to try that 2-seam fastball, but he throws to lefties. Try to sneak a fastball on the outside corner would be a bad time.
Make sure you keep it down. Your Cole Calhoun be ready for a fly ball at your way.
Off speed, that's fouled back.
That pitch got a little too much of the plate.
Lorenzo Cannon infield single to start this 4th inning, then stole second. A couple of fly ball outs. Moustakas hit by a pitch. He stands at first.
Tried it. Went at 86. Now you have a shot at a slider now in that location.
Ideally, the pitch you'd like to get him out on here. Otherwise, runners getting a head start on a 3-2 count. 2-2. Breaking ball cued off the end of the bat toward first. Pujols comes charging in. That's a fair ball. Races to the bag, and he got him. Nice play by Albert. Heads up, because that ball was headed foul.
Yeah, that's a great play. You know you have a good chance of getting a quick out there. Albert fields it and dives back to the base with an outstanding defensive play by the former Gold Glove winner a number of times with St. Louis. Great play by Albert.
It's where every key unlocks a suite. Halos up 1-0 as we begin the 5th here at Kauffman Stadium. Game 2. Dramatic come from behind win for the Angels last night with 2 runs in the 8th and 4 in the 9th off Wade Davis and Greg Holland. take game one and snap a 9-game road losing streak. Struck for a run in the first.
Looked like it got him
by a pitch. Like an off-speed pitch too, huh?
Hey, if you're going to get hit with a pitch, might as well get hit with that one. Not that 97 on the toe like Featherston got hit.
All right, so there's been 4 batters hit tonight. Victorino, actually 5. That's a breaking ball. Featherston got hit, Victorino got hit, and now Calhoun.
And then Weaver's hit 2 batters.
But I mean, if you look at them all, Featherston got hit on the toe on a breaking pitch down and in. Breaking ball to Calhoun, and Victorino's was up and in. Mislocation.
Yeah, there was no purpose behind any of these, but
it can be interpreted as such by someone if they wanted to. Stroud steps up with a man on.
He may set him up one of these at bats where he's going to jump on that first pitch because that came right into his zone. Trout has hit in 18 straight games versus the Royals.
2 for 2 tonight with a double, an RBI, and a single. Mike doesn't like that call. According to Fox Tracks, looks like it caught the corner.
Mainly because the way Drew Butera caught that ball and tried to bring it back in. A lot of times when you see a catcher do that, the catcher himself thinks that maybe that ball is out of the strike zone. Duffy with still good life on his fastball. That went at 95. 75th pitch, 76th pitch of the game for Duffy.
Called strike 3. Got him looking at a high fastball. 1 down, second strikeout for Duffy.
And after a low strike in the strike zone calls, the high went up in the upper part of the strike zone against Trout. Definitely a strike.
Albert hitless tonight. Hitless in the series. Duffy doesn't waste a whole lot of time on the mound, usually stays right on the rubber. Ground ball back to the mound. 1, 4, 3. He's going to be double play. We'll have at the bottom of the 5th inning. Still 1-0 Angels. transmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. One of the many statues here in Kansas City, the legendary manager Dick Hauser.
He was fantastic. Incredibly smart baseball man, but the conversations you can have as a player with him as a manager, even a young player that I was, he was an amazing person. And he never seemed to get upset, even when you had a tough stretch. He would be completely under control. He would put the blame on himself for not putting the team in position to win.
One of only 3 numbers retired by the Royals. Skipper of the '85 championship team. Hauser's number 10, George Brett's number 5, and Frank White's number 20. 1-1. Ball on the third base side. Gillespie, bare hand, off balance throw, and Pujols digs it out. Nice play for the first out.
Boy, Albert's made 2 outstanding plays in a row. That one a tough short hop. Nice play by Conor Gillespie with the bare hand. Scoop by Albert. An off-balance throw. Able to scoop that and keep the foot on the base for Albert. Albert might be struggling of late with the bat, but he certainly is not taking that to the field. He's made some good defensive plays.
Butera looks at a strike, hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. There's a 1-2 count. What a one. It out to right, long run for Cole toward the foul line. 2-away.
We talked a little bit about that in the pregame show about Cole playing a little more shallow in right field, so he's able to track down those little flares out his way, and he's been good going back on the baseball also. Saw that last night on a play going to the warning track. That's big to take away a flare from a pitcher, especially when you make a good pitch. If a guy squares up the baseball, hits it over your head, you tip your hat to the hitter. He did his job, but there's little flares when you're on the mound you want caught, and Cole's been doing a nice job coming in on the baseball by playing a little more shallow.
Cole has shown he's capable of tracking down fly balls. I mean, if it's on the line, whether it's Trout and Calhoun, it doesn't matter. If it's on the line and squared up, you're not going to get it anyways, depending on where you're, unless it's hit right at you.
Exactly. I mean, when you're on the mound, you know this, Victor. I mean, you want an out for a good pitch you made. If it's a bad pitch and they square it up, hey, the hitter's doing their job.
0-2 to Escobar now. It's just off the plate. Trying to bring that fastball back in. A 2-seamer or no seamer. Escobar 0 for 2. He lined down to the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd. Also picked up a stolen base. Change up out to center. This will chase Trout back a little bit. And Mike will track it down. A 1-2-3 inning for Weaver. 5 complete in Kansas City. 1-0 Angels.
offense going right away with a triple down the left field line as that baseball gets by Zobrist. Second triple of the season for Victorino, and then Mike Trout. Fastball in, he goes inside out, doubles down the right field line. His 71st RBI of the season, bringing home Victorino. Then Weaver's made it work. A great changeup there to get Mustaka swinging, as he's had a very good curveball also.
Cron, Giavitello, and Perez for the Angels here in the 6th inning against Duffy, who has a couple of strikeouts. 5 hits allowed. CJ hitless, 0 for 2. Ground ball to second, a fly ball to right.
It's one of those counts right now for CJ Cron to do some damage. A 2-0 count, a fastball count. He tried. Upstairs, though, with a fastball, very difficult to catch up to that fastball, and especially in that location.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
What, Duffy will pitch inside a lot against right-handed batters. He's not afraid to back it up with another fastball, and he did that. Back-to-back fastballs inside against CJ Cron.
You almost have to just look inside because he hasn't really gone back outside with a fastball or anything. Jammed him.
He doesn't really have that command on that outer part of the plate, that arm side fastball.
He's just beating a lot of right-handed batters in. Hey folks, the Angels host the Blue Jays next Friday at 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive a snapback hat courtesy of St. Joseph Hoke Health while supplies last. Get your tickets at the stadium box office or online. One out, nobody on. Johnny Giavitello, the former Royal, up. Tara trying to slow him down, but again, everything in on righties. Johnny, a couple of fly balls to right field. He's been beat on that fastball. 2-0.
Pretty close pitch. Back-to-back batters for Duffy falling behind 2-0. Stakis didn't even move down there at third base. Giavitello looked down at him and said, I'm not worried about it.
Three balls and a strike. Carlos Perez on deck.
The key for this game to be successful against Duffy is hang tough, especially the right-handed batters, but a lot of fastballs in. Trying to work the counts, get ahead of the count. Yourself in position to get one of those fastballs out in front, because he's been very good outside of that first inning of getting that fastball in.
Ground ball toward short. Escobar has it. 2 down. So with the bases clear, Carlos will come up hitless tonight with a ground ball to short and a fly ball to center. 1 run, 5 hits, no errors, 6 left on for the Halos. No runs, 1 hit, and 4 left on for Kansas City. The Royals in the bottom of the 6th have 2, 3, and 4 due up. Zobrist, Kane, and Hosmer. Shoots this one out to right field. Rios has to move back on it. And a 1-2-3 inning for Duffy. That's the first time he's retired the sign in order. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth. Angels still on top. Of course, Houston leading the American League West, trailing Detroit now 1-0 in the top of the fifth inning. Tampa Bay Rays just behind the Angels with the number 2 wild card spot. They lead Texas 3-2. That game's the bottom of the fifth. Boston over Seattle. Baltimore leading Oakland 6-4. Yankees got on the board but still trail the Blue Jays 3-1. And Cleveland leading Minnesota 4-1. Here it's 1-0. Bottom of the sixth inning. 2, 3, and 4 for Kansas City. Favor with 1 strikeout, 1 walk. 1 hit allowed and 2 hit batters. Zobrist is a strike.
Boy, the feel for his changeup's been fantastic. Came right back with it. Back-to-back changeups. Boy, as a hitter, you're thinking there's no way will he triple up on his changeup.
Want to bet?
See, I like that. Especially even sometimes when you have a good slider working. You throw in a couple of them, you see a hitter swing at it. Sometimes you try to outthink yourself, think and throw, hey, I'm going to throw a fastball first. Go with the slider. It's like we went back-to-back-to-back changeups. I was going to go that no-seam fastball.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Zobrist twice has hit a fly ball into the outfield. Slow breaking ball, and it's a full count. 70 pitches for Jared. Of those 70, 41 have been strikes.
Does he go back with a changeup here?
Zobrist pulls one into the right field corner. Cole's not going to get there. That is off the wall. Calhoun plays the carom perfectly, fires a rocket to second, but Zobrist in there with a leadoff double. 22nd double of the year for the Royals outfielder.
And went inside, and Zobrist brought his hands in and hooked that one right down in the corner. Try that no-seam fastball. And Brandon got a little bit too much to the inside part of the plate. Played extremely well by Cole. Made it a close play at second.
So Lorenzo Cain comes up. He's 1 for 2. Infield base hit in the 4th inning. Push a bunt. No balls in the strike. Cain's been red hot. 365 batting average since July the 1st. This is over to Pujols, and it gets by him. The ball spun right by Cain. Zobrist will come in to score, and we are tied at 1. A cue shot off the end of the bat fools Albert.
And Cain is trying to hit the ball to that side of the field. Waited back on that long. You see a lot of times, even with pop-ups, the spin on the baseball, and you see how that spins away from Pujols.
It's an error on Albert, his 5th of the year. No RBI for Cain. Instead of 1 out and a man at 3rd, nobody out. Cain at first base, and he already stolen second base once tonight.
He went on first pitch.
And that ball gets thrown away now, and Cain will at least take second and stop right there. So a gift now. Wheels coming off of the Angels here in the 6th. To bring out Mike Butcher.
The quick footwork, but the low throw and into the shoulder of Lorenzo Cain. And gets away from Albert. Quick visit for Butcher just to try to get Weaver back on track. Also, we've seen Weaver in the past try a pickoff at second. Lorenzo Cain likes to try to steal third base.
Hosmer 0 for 2 with a couple of fly ball outs.
Huge part of the game for Weaver and the Angels now, especially with the Royals tying it up at 1. Lorenzo Cain with good speed at second and no outs here. 74 pitches thrown for Weave, 44 of them strikes.
He was in a similar situation in the 4th. The infield base hit and the stolen base. 2 fly ball outs, a hit batter and a ground down. No damage as Hosmer takes.
That's a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, it should have been a strike, and it isn't. It's 2-0 now instead of 1-1.
There's a lot of the strike zone right at the knees, right in the middle of the plate. Look at our Fox strikes. That's got a lot of the plate and in the strike zone.
Cain with a pretty good lead at second. 2 big errors for the Angels this inning. Breaking pitch, and that is hammered out to right. Make that a Royals 3-1 lead. Hosmer with his 14th home run of the season.
home runs for Hosmer. This one going a long way over the bullpen of the Angels. A breaking ball. This time it got the inside part of the plate. Weaver knew it. The mistake, he tried to go backdoor on the curveball, but this got the middle of the plate.
Here's Kendricks. 3-1 Royals. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. And to think it all started on 0-2 count on Ben Zobrist to start the inning. One ball, one strike. Morales with a walk in the 2nd, a fly ball to right in the 4th. One and 2. Two now on the way to Kendricks. He strikes out swinging for round number 1.
Good change up here from Weave. Morales way out in front, able to make contact.
Moustakas struck out of the 2nd, hit by a pitch in the 4th. And now touching the bottom part of the strike zone, we were not getting the call.
Yeah, we're not real happy. The dugout saying something to him also. That's a strike.
The Angels have Fernando Salas getting ready in the bullpen. 84 pitches for Weaver. Now Weaver giving his peace of mind because that last pitch caught the top part of the strike zone.
If you're not going to give the old low strike, you got to give the high strike, and that's the upper part of the strike zone. Again, middle part of the plate. Exactly what he's saying. If you're not going to give me the low strike, you got to give me the high strike. You got neither.
Second walk issued by Weaver. Man on. Infante, or pardon me, Rios at the plate. Infante on deck. 3-1 Kansas City here in the 6th inning. Rios, a fly ball to left and a ground ball to first. That's pulled over to third, off the glove with the last way to left. So 2 on and 1 out.
Rios was all over that pitch right there. A line drive just off the glove. Gillespie.
Fonte popped down to the 3rd. Tried to butt his way onto the 5th, so he's 0 for 2. Slider down and away. Snowballed on the Angels. Big error by Pujols, throwing error by Weir. And a big home run by Eric Hosmer, trying to keep it a 2-run deficit. Evens the count of 1-1 strike with the slider. Good break pitch. 1-2. Ryan Madsen up and loosening now for Kansas City, so you figure Duffy's done after 6. Halos have 8, 9, and 1 coming up in the 7th. Changeup got him. Down goes Infante, 2 down.
Good changeup once again from Weaver. Infante unable to stay back.
Butera hit by a pitch in the 3rd and a fly ball to right in the 5th. Just off the plate. Moustakas at second and Rios at first. 1-1 pitch. Hello.
Weaver trying this to battle through this inning, probably be his last batter. Self in position. If you get Butera out, if the offense can score you some runs, you can still pick up the W.
3-1 now. Really thrown the ball well this entire game up until this 6th inning. Difference that 1 pitch to Zobrist makes. Foul, full count now. Tried to sneak a 2-seam fastball on the inside part of the plate to Zobrist. After going 0-2, went to 3-2. Zobrist doubled off the wall. Page is trying to move Zobrist over to 3rd. Hit one off the end of the bat. One hopper that spun by Pujols brought in a run. He went to 2nd on the throwing error by Weaver, and then Hosmer with a home run. Runners will take off here. 3-2, 2 outs. Terra shoots one out to center. Trout is there. And that'll do it. So he does limit the damage. 3 runs in for Kansas City, however. 6 complete. Royals lead at 3-1. The summer clearance is going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. Top of the 7th here in Kansas City. Beautiful night in downtown KC. We're just outside of downtown. As Ryan Madson checks into the ball game. So in and out, who's in, who's out. He takes over from Danny Duffy. Madson pitched last night, giving up a couple of hits, but nothing more in his 1 inning of work. 52nd game for him. Resurgence of the time closer.
Yeah, fastball still pretty good, 91-95. Cut fastball and an excellent changeup.
Angels setting up 8-9-1. Gillespie, Featherston, and Victorino here against Madson. Duffy ends up going 6 innings, 5 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 1 run. It was earned.
That great changeup Madson has.
Great changeup to go with now, back into the low to mid 90s fastball.
Yeah, pretty good differential between those 2 pitches, and also a pretty solid cut fastball.
Gillespie 1 for 2. Singled his first time up. That is hit out toward right center field, hit well, chasing Rios back, still racing over there, and he's not going to get there. 1 hopper off the fence. Gillespie keeps on running. That ball stays in the yard. No. Second base umpire Quinn Walcott went out there and called it a double, so it must have hit the railing beyond the fence.
What a swing by Gillespie on that one.
Second hit of the night, his 15th double of the year.
Inner half of the plate was elevated enough. He jumped on. I thought that ball had a chance to get out of the yard. That 2-seam fastball had run in action, but got too much at the plate.
I hit the fan. Okay.
He's getting a little grief out there for not making that play on that baseball.
Exactly. As well he should.
Yes.
Get the video boards on those fences out there in right center and left center. Tough to pick up the baseball when it hits out there. Corner infielders in. Featherston at the plate. He shoots one over to first. Hosmer has Gillespie hung up between second and third. One out.
It's a real good decision by Hosmer. It's the reason why he's won a Gold Glove. Fielding at first base. Stayed with that. Looked over. Exactly saw Gillespie gets it over to Moustakas quickly. One thing Gillespie did well is getting long enough of a rundown to allow Featherston to get to second base.
So 1 out. Featherston at second, and David Murphy's going to bat here against Ryan Madson. So Shane Victorino's night comes to an end. 1 for 2 with a triple, hit by pitch, and a strikeout. Murphy on the year, 285, 6 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Strike touching the bottom part of the strike zone. Ground ball back to the mound, and another base runner caught between second and third. Safe at second. Escobar, according to Quinn Walcott, missed the tag.
Ed Yost waiting to get that signal to go out and check.
Jost is going to challenge it.
Again, when it's hit back to the pitcher, you have to stay. You're in scoring position at this point.
Tough to tell there. We'll see.
Well, they're showing it, the replay on the scoreboard here.
Looks like he may have even got him on a helmet. This is quick. They'll overturn it. 2 outs. Bad bottom of the 6th inning, coupled with a bad top of the 7th from a base running perspective for the Angels. Murphy at first, 2 outs. Cole Calhoun 0 for 2. Hit by a pitch his last time up. Looked like he went around, and he did. Hard breaking pitch down at him.
Cole looking to get a pitch on the inner half of the plate, hook it down that right field line. See if he can tie it up with one swing of the bat. Tried another cut fastball in.
Two balls, 1 strike. First plate appearance for Cole against Madsen. Faced him last night. Murphy, not a big lead over at first base. Angels down 3-1 here in the 7th with Trout on deck. Chase that changeup.
Good time to be patient here for Cole, looking for a fastball you can drive. Otherwise, see if he can get on base for Trout. Quick conversation now with Terry and Madsen. It's got to be what the conversation is. You have to think in terms of going after him with a fastball.
The only one with extensive experience against Madsen is Pujols with their days in National League. Albert's 0 for 11 in his career. Murphy had been 1 for 3, now 1 for 4 on that fielder's choice. There's ball 4. So 2 on, 2 outs, and Trout coming up.
That's with 4 home runs allowed and 48 innings pitched.
Trout 2 for 3 with a double, a single, and a strikeout. First one off the plate. Calhoun is the tying run, standing at first. Murphy the lead runner at second base. Outfield very deep all the way around. 2 balls, no strikes. I wonder if this is one of those the unintentional. See if he chases, because you know what the numbers are with Albert and Madsen. Not only that, with Albert this year, with men in scoring position.
I'd be real surprised if he throws in fastball anywhere near the middle part of the plate. If anything, it will be a changeup off the plate. See if he can get Trout to chase. It's going away.
2-1.
That two-seamer came back and got a little bit more to the plate than Madsen probably wanted to get.
Going the off-speed pitch, and he went around. He fouled it. 2-2. Now a conversation.
I think it's going to be a changeup. That's his best pitch.
Pretty long conversation here. Two on, 2 outs here in the 7th. Halos down 2. Time to call. Two from Madsen. Check swing. That pitch really ran in. Full count. Runners are going to take off here, so a head start.
See if Trout was able to hold off, no question. It was a nasty pitch.
Murphy from second, Calhoun from first. 3-2, 2 outs, runners go. And that is ball 4, so they're loaded up for Albert.
Didn't give in. An off-speed pitch just off the outside corner.
Here comes Dave Island, the pitching coach, to pay a visit. Well, we mentioned the numbers for Albert against Madsen in his career, 0 for 11. More importantly, the struggles that he has had really since winning the Player of the Month honors in the month of June.
So you're basically saying he's due on both ends.
Yeah. 250 hitter with the bases loaded this year. Men in scoring position, 2 outs, just a 171 hitter. This would be the time to break out and do it in grand fashion. Murphy at third, Calhoun at second, Trout at first. First one in off the plate for ball 1. Outfield back at normal depth, although Zobrist plays a little deeper in left. Stock is deep at third. Hosmer off the line at first, playing in a little bit. Here's the 1-0. Fastball for a strike.
Boy, in the hittable zone for Albert also.
The 1-1. Albert fouls it off. 1-2. Anything down the line during the alleys would score 3. With Trout being the trail runner at first. I think he's going off speed, or does he stay with the hard stuff?
I think he's going off speed.
Now the 1-2. Albert breaks his bat, bounces one to short. Escobar comes in, Goes the first, and the Angels leave it loaded. Stretch time in Kansas City, 3-1 Royals.
Ram trucks. Jared Weaver he threw a perfect changeup in the lower part of the strike zone against Mike Moustakas. Not real happy about not getting that call, and then he goes upstairs with a fastball upper part of the strike zone. Both those pitches were into our Fox tracks and were in the strike zone. Weaver wants to know if it's not the low strike, but how about the high strike? He got neither. Weaver pretty solid in this game. 6 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned, and a 1-hit shutout through 5 innings. And just that really, the mistake pitch to Hosmer that got that breaking ball that was a little bit too much in the inner part of the plate. Other than that, very solid for Weaver.
Fernando Salas takes over on the mound. He'll face the top of the order in Escobar, Zobrist, and Kane. First one's in for a strike. Fernando pitching in his 51st game, 2-1 record, a 4.03 ERA, 52 strikeouts, 8 walks, 44 2/3. Back up the middle, hits the mound. Giavotella has it, and Escobar retired for the first out. You can follow the Angels the rest of the season with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At bat is up to the moment and any moment, with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcast, statcast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet today. The Angels wasting an opportunity even after a couple of base running gaffes in the top of the inning. Opportunity to tie, if not take the lead, but the base is loaded. Zobrist looks at a strike. He doubled and scored, leading off the 6th inning. Late on that one, that's fouled off. Count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Really, that at bat for Zobrist too, a solid at bat after falling behind 0-2, and a couple great changeups from Weaver. Laid off another changeup off the outside part of the plate. Eventually got a fastball in and hooked it right down in the corner for a double.
Ground ball up the middle. Giavitello gets to it, flips it to Featherston. And you go that far to your right, you got no chance to get it out at first. Infield base hit for Zobrist.
He tried to flip that one there quickly. Featherston wasn't quite ready to catch that one. That's the only chance you have. Make that play for Featherston to throw the ball to first base.
Gerard Dyson taking over at first base as the pinch runner. The game will come to a halt now with all the throws over to first. Dyson with 20 stolen bases on the year. He's been caught twice. He'll stay in the game and play left. Lorenzo Cain 1 for 3 tonight. First one catches the inside corner.
That one hit being an infield hit.
Go back in on Cain. But his last at bat, he hit that cue shot that spun away from Pujols. Albert getting charge of the air. Cain eventually scoring on a 2-run home run by Hosmer. Big lead for Dyson. Looks like he's leaning a little bit. Check in on him. Houston, by the way, leading the Tigers 3-1. That game's the bottom of the 6th inning. Tampa Bay still leading Texas 3-2. That game's the bottom of the 7th. 1-1. Cain will swing and miss. Good off speed. 1-2. Angels with their run in the first. A double by Trout after Victorino tripled to lead off the game. 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th for Kansas City. Two balls, 2 strikes.
Like Dyson was leaning there.
Dyson takes off. Cain punches one to the right side. Giavitello's placed to first. Almost looked like Dyson had an idea or thought of moving on to third base on that throw. 2 outs. Mike Scioscia's coming out with Hosmer coming up. Like Alvarez will come on in relief. The Angels had the lefty getting ready. Private Cesar Ramos was getting ready. Pitching change here in the 7th with 2 outs. Kansas City up 3-1.
The 7th inning with 2 outs with Eric Hosmer coming to the plate. And now it's time for the top tier play of the game, brought to you by Arco. Weaver, who had been dealing one mistake, a curveball that drifted on the inner half of the plate. Hosmer got his arms extended, hits that one out. A 2-run home run, his 14th home run of the season. Now 69 RBI for Hosmer.
Cesar Ramos on in relief here with 2 outs to face Eric Hosmer. Dyson standing at second base. 46th game, a 2-1 record at a 1.98 ERA. Hosmer 1 for 3 with that home run in the 6th. Lefty's hitting .268 against Caesar this year. Righties have hit .338 against him. Overall batting average against for Caesar .301. Still good numbers overall. Breaking pitch for a strike.
That's the one pitch for him lately for Ramos has been his slider, his feel for his slider to make sure he gets ahead of the count with it, and then he can expand on the outer half against a lefty with his slider.
Reaching for this one, bounces it to Albert. He'll take it himself, so Ramos gets the job done. 7 complete. The Angels trailing it 3-1.
over the Angels as we head into the 8th inning. Welcome back, everyone. Ken French with you. Don't forget, following this one, it's all about Angels Live postgame presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Myself, Jose Mota, going to break this one down, bringing all the highlights and interviews. And directly following the postgame show, it's all about a brand new edition of Angels Weekly. We got some great stories for you, including Albert Pujols hosting a youth baseball camp. Also, it's an Angels mailbag with brand new Halo David DeJesus. And finally, the Angels' wives and girlfriends, they team up with the Anaheim Fire Department for charity. And guys, as part of that story, we interview Heather Solis, not only an Angels wife, but also an Anaheim firefighter. That's all on Angels Weekly, directly following the postgame show, fellas.
Thanks a lot, Frenchie. We appreciate it. Looking forward to that. As Kelvin Herrera, the right-handed fireballer, comes into the ballgame. He's one of the many big arms in that Royals pen. Did not pitch last night. Pitching for the 53rd time this year. 3-2 record, a 2.10 ERA.
Yeah, fastball's 96 to 100. Slider, curveball, and very good changeup. Sometimes you'll read 101, 102 with his fastball.
Pro, Giavatello, and Perez for the Angels here in the 8th. CJ has faced Herrera. He's 1 for 1. First one in for a strike. Get it over 100-mile-per-hour fastball. Madsen went 1 inning. He pitched a scoreless 7th. Walked 2, gave up a hit, left him loaded. Pujols grounding out. Herrera last year for Kansas City, 70 games, 4-3 and a 1.41 ERA. Just 25 years of age. That's fouled off to the right, 1-2.
That went at 100 miles an hour, 199 and 100. 3 pitches into this at bat for CJ Cron.
Slider went around, 1 out. That's what makes him so deadly. You got to gear up for 100 and drops that slide piece on him.
And he also has an excellent changeup, no question. And able to stop that swing for CJ Cron. But yeah, you're right. You got to try to gear up and get those hands started forward early to catch up to 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Instead, got a slider.
Johnny's 0 for 3 tonight. 2 fly ball outs and a ground out. Just looking for some of the magic they had last night against Wade Davis, Holland.
Holland with a lot of pitches last night too. Unable to record an out. Wonder how available he'll be in this game from the 9th inning. There he is, stretching that shoulder.
Ground ball to the left side. Moustakas has got it. 2 outs. Carlos Perez coming up, hitless tonight. Kansas City in the bottom of the 8th has Morales, Moustakas, and Rios. No action in the pen. Looks like Caesar will come back out.
His changeup at 91.
Texas, by the way, is tied up. The Rays 3-3. That game's in the 8th. Houston extended their lead to 4-1. It's the Tigers. 7th inning. 1-2. Breaking pitch out toward left center field. Long run for Kane. Dyson, however, is there with his speed, tracks it down, and the Angels go down in order. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th. Still 3-1 Royals. Tweet us your strongest fan photo to hashtag WestDataStrongFan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast, and it's brought to you by T-Mobile. Kansas Morales will spin around to hit from the right side as he leads off the bottom of the 8th for Kansas City, up 3-1. Kendrys tonight, a walk, a fly to right, a strikeout. Two balls, no strikes. Morales, a .306 hitter from the right side of the plate this year. 3 of his 13 home runs. Four-pitch walk to start the 8th.
I wonder if he'll be a pinch runner for Morales.
Looks like Paulo Orlando will have the honors. The Angels had originally overshifted, but Gillespie now moves back over to third base. Featherston's got the play at second. Giavatello playing the Stockers to pull. Orlando with 3 stolen bases has been caught once. Stockers tonight with a strikeout, a hit by pitch, and a walk. 0 for 1. Ground ball to the right side, foul. Good breaking ball from Ramos. Clearly, you see the numbers this year anyways, feels a lot more comfortable facing lefties than righties, especially righties that have some power.
Yeah, he's got to be more consistent against right-handed batters, using his changeup going away along with his two-seam fastball in the outer half.
Two balls, 1 strike. Weaver got the start. Went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, 2 earned on 4 hits. 3-1 now. Here comes Mike Butcher.
Trying to get him back on track. This is a big out to get for Ramos.
Angels have action in their bullpen. Joe Smith. Long conversation here for Butcher. You got Rios on deck, so probably Ramos' last batter. And he walks another batter. So the first 2 have reached here to start the 8th inning. Mike Scioscia's seen enough. Ramos is out. Joe Smith coming on to relief. Nobody out here in the 8th. Nationals, and the Giants. Coverage begins tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Joe Smith on in relief here with nobody out. First 2 men have reached via the walk. Those belong to Cesar Ramos. Joe now pitching his 49th game, 4-3 record, a 2.96 ERA.
And a ground ball machine, looking for that ground ball right now to be able to get 2 outs. 1 swing of the bat.
Second appearance of the road trip for Joe. Pitched Wednesday and went 1 inning. Alex Rios, the right fielder, 1 for 3 tonight. He singled in the 6th inning. Rios shoots one out to right, playable for Cole. Not very deep. We'll keep Orlando at second base, 1 out. Omar Infante hitless tonight, 0 for 3.
You see a pickoff here early for Joe Smith and Johnny Giavitello.
Good slider. No balls, 2 strikes. Drew Butera on deck. Almost got him to chase. Thought about it. 1-2. Joe doesn't waste any time on the mound. Off the body of Infante.
Infante generally used to be a real difficult batter to strike out, though he has 65 strikeouts this season. Always been a very difficult to get him to swing and miss. Struck out his last at bat.
Slider, and he hooks one down to left field line, but pulls it foul. Another 1-2, way outside.
He really
backhanded stab.
He really tried to force that slider. Kansas City. 1 out here in the 8th. Couple of men on.
In the ninth inning, the Angels have 8, 9, and 1 due up. Gillespie, Featherston, and Murphy. Morales and Holland getting ready for Kansas City. 2-2. Full count. Back with that sinker. Inning started with Ramos walking Morales and then Moustakas. Orlando the pinch runner at second base. Moustakas at first. Three two again. This is ground ball to short. Featherston has it. Feeds Giavotella. It's a high feed, and they get the out at second. Instead of an inning-ending double play, there are 2 outs and runners at the corners now.
It's a tailor-made double play. Featherston got underneath the throw, high throw. Fortunately enough, Giavotella was able to catch that and apply a tag.
Man, Gooby, I don't know. Quinn Walcott, when we watch the replay, he called him out the first time. You can almost argue that, because the throw pulled Giavotella off the bag. Very close, but a heads-up play on Johnny's part to not just try to throw to first and try to complete a double play, but make sure that he gets it out at second.
Yeah, because that would be reviewed for sure.
So 2 outs, runners at first and third. Utera 0 for 2. Shoots around to center, and there's an RBI single. So the error, or the non-play, I should say, because it's not an error on Featherston. That's the Royals another run. It's 4-1.
A couple of big RBIs in the first 2 games of the series for Utera.
That run gets charged to Ramos.
Inner half the plate, just dropped the head of the bat. Punches that into the outfield for an RBI. His 5th of the season.
There's Alcides Escobar's hit list tonight. O'Teenth with 6 hits. Slider for a strike. Houston still leading the Tigers in the bottom of the 8th inning, 4-1. Texas now leading the Rays 5-3. Game in the bottom of the 8th. Texas still batting. New York came back and beat Toronto 4-3.
It was Carlos Beltran, the big home run for the Yankees.
1-2. Oakland and Baltimore still tied at 6. That game in the 11th at Camden Yards. Here it's 4-1 Kansas City. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs. Slider grounded over to Giavotella. We head to the 9th. The Angels down 4-1. Have 8, 9, and 1 coming up.
Holland, their closer, on the mound to try to close it out for Kansas City. Had a real tough time doing that last night against the Angels. 4.15 ERA. He's got 25 saves and 29 opportunities.
Ended up taking a loss last night, his first of the season. 6 batters faced, did not retire a man. Gillespie will lead things off. David DeJesus has come out to the on-deck circle, so he'll pinch hit for Featherston. And you've got the top of the order, David Murphy. Holland replacing Herrera, who went 1 inning, had 1 strikeout. Connor tonight 2 for 3 with a single and a double. One now. On speed pitch, and it's 1-2. Strikes out, swinging 1 out.
Split changeup, very effective for Holland on that one. Down in the dirt to get a swing and miss. Bottom line, you just got to try to track the baseball against Holland. A lot of movement, falls off towards first base. In his delivery, just got to track the baseball out of his hand.
DeJesus batting here for Featherston. Taylor finishing up, going 1 for 2. They have a 239 on the year. 3 for 32 with the Angels. 0 for 4 as a pinch hitter. David led off the 9th last night with a base hit off of Holland. Scored 1 of the 4 runs. Pitched him away, and he just shot at the left. Dyson playing DeJesus toward the line. Kane toward the alley in left center. Pitch. Half-hearted attempt. Fooled on the breaking ball. 0-2. There's the 0-2. Called strike 3. 2 down. Well, he's built a better field tonight.
Yeah, paints the inside corner. Well, good late movement on that pitch also.
We mentioned last night both guys, Davis and Holland, hadn't pitched in a while. Davis a week. Holland since Saturday. Guys looked rusty. Command was an issue. Not the case tonight for Holland. Here's Murphy. David looks at the strike. Reach on a fielder's choice in the 7th inning. An unfortunate bottom of the 6th inning for Jared Weaver. Some mistakes on the bases perhaps for the Angels in the 7th. Opportunity with the bases loaded. Could not capitalize. Murphy keeps it alive with a 2-out single to right. Brings up Calhoun.
Nice job of keeping that bat back. A good path through the baseball and that off speed. Just went with the pitch. Not a bad pitch for Holland, but a nice swing from Murphy.
Calhoun 0 for 2. Must have been hit by a pitcher. He's drawn a walk. Hosmer playing off the bag, so Murphy will take second on a difference.
Quick conversation with Sign now with a man on second for Butera and Holland.
$36,000, 926. Everyone pretty much on their feet here. 2 outs in the ninth. Missed it. And it evens the count at 1-1. Calhoun rolls it foul, so it's 1-2. Texas won tonight. Houston leading. Houston win and Angels lost. The Angels drop a game in the standings with 2.5 back. Trout on deck. Here's the 1-2 from Holland. The foul ball again.
Just trying to stay alive, get on base for Trout.
Tough to find a guy that falls off that far off the mound and be as successful as Holland has been of late.
And even to come close to consistently throwing strikes. Very difficult. Kevin Appier, former Royal and Angel, very similar.
Just got a piece of it. Another conversation now. Little battle here between Holland and Calhoun.
Yeah, Cole found on some tough pitches. Looking for one mistake in this sequence against Holland.
Strikes out swinging, and the Angels drop game 2 by the final of 4-1.
And it came down really to that one swing from Eric Hosmer on a curveball from Weaver, who threw the ball so well during the course of the game. Andy Duffy was very solid for Kansas City, but that swing by Hosmer was a difference in this ball game as he's hit home runs in back-to-back games for Kansas City.
Angels had that opportunity with the bases loaded in the 7th, but could not capitalize. 4-1 Royals won it. Stick around. Angels Live postgame is coming up next.